back, everyone. If you just missed out, OG dismantled Mineski. Who would have guessed in this day and age? Well, I would have, obviously. But BSJ,
I mean,
you wouldn't have. How are you feeling?
I wouldn't stand a chance, but I'm feeling pretty good. Always nice to take a nice, refreshing whatever that break was, and we're back in action. Yeah, bathroom break, and got to talk about my deepest, darkest secrets, my love life, etc. But sadly, there's none left. There's no time to talk about it.
Yeah, we talked about mine.
Yeah, that lasted about 3 seconds.
Oh, I didn't last at all, but yeah. But we do see there is a draft coming in right now, and Mineski OG, I'm still surprised. OG, it's not even that they're up 1-0. It's how convincing that 1-0
that was. Just they got ahead, won the game, extended the lead, played it right. There no complaints about the way they played that game. They would go right back for the Kunkka. Mineski immediately takes the Disruptor Naga, and seems like some real comfort zone picks for both teams.
Yeah, it is. We just saw the Naga last game. Ice played. Do you think we'll see Jabs played instead this game, or do we have to see the
draft?
I
would like to see it, personally.
It'd just be better that way.
I'm not a huge fan of Naga Core. I know teams have probably made it work. I haven't seen it myself. I didn't witness it. But just conceptually, the way that it used to work, it's just been nerfed so many times since then. That was a while back.
Like, it can still do what it does, but it just does it way worse. Like, why do it?
Exactly. And they had picked the Prophet Naga, and we saw them swapping. Not sure if they were indecisive or they just were mind gaming.
Trick,
either way, I think that I really hope they don't pick 3 cores that die to Kunkka X. I'm like really looking out for that right now. I feel like at the end of the day, it's just too powerful of a skill for the cooldown it has, and like it's basically a disruptor that follows it up with a bajillion damage.
Yep. You need someone who can show on map, who can survive and possibly turn it around.
It has to be someone that either doesn't get X'd, or something like an Underlord Tide type hero that doesn't actually die to it. So they actually ban out the Tide, interestingly enough.
No, he's not banned. Beastmaster, and it's neither picked nor banned right now.
And that's a hero that I think Kunkka kind of deny picks just because the Tidebringer just see ya.
Massacres the jungle,
Yeah. And
his jungle, sorry.
Yeah, his army.
His jungle army, I don't know. I'm just
throwing out
words. Yeah, you knew what I was saying. Thank you.
It takes me stooping down to like a whole nother level, but I am sometimes able to follow your
I appreciate that. My logic, some people say it's not logic, but look at me now, Mom.
Is it some people, huh? I like the PL ban, I was going to say, just because it's really hard to kill him with these 2 heroes other than just straight up singing into the Disruptor ulti combo, because he can simply doppelganger dodge the glimpse as well as the net. And Slark, similar hero, can't really, dodge the glimpse, but very elusive. And they immediately pick up the Luna, so that is not a hero that survives X combo, but it is a hero that offers a lot of team fight to follow up the Disruptor Naga combo.
Yep, I like that they're just going full team fight, right? Like Naga, Disruptor, Luna, you look at that, you're like, wow, it's pretty tough to team fight into.
So the way I look at this is Luna's a hero that is vulnerable to what OG's already picked, so I hope they can pick some heroes that can play aggressively on the map to open up the space for Luna, because last game, Luna's quite similar to Troll. She's a flash farming type hero that the main limitation is death. Like, that's how they stop farming. And Troll last game was like 0-4 at 12 minutes in the game. Luna suffers from the same thing. She farms a little bit faster, but comes online a little bit later. And I really am looking for them to just pick Ice, a hero that's just going to play up in the faces of OG for the entire early to mid game. Because I think Mushi's a good carry player, but he needs to not be in a situation where he's just invaded in his jungle the entire game.
Yep. I mean, like you said, Jarex plus S4 in that lane against Mushi, what can you do? They just ran at him over and over, and he couldn't do anything to stop it. And Ice did find some farm, but it was a Naga.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind a Clockwork again for OG, oddly enough. I know they have the Wisp that kind of plays like a 4, but just not necessarily Clockwork, but just a hero that does threaten the Luna in terms of a support. Last game you saw the impact it has that the Troll dies to the Clock. Like, the Clock had a lane to play around, despite the fact that it was an Underlord, not really a hero you traditionally gank for.
But it worked out.
Yeah. And they go for the Lion. Okay, a hero that does threaten the Luna in that capacity, but mainly in the mid-game we're looking at, like, setup for relocate, maybe once he gets a blink, or at least level 6. Lion not quite the weak laning support we always used to know him as, because he has, I think, 70 mana level 1 Impale, which is quite nice.
Way better than they used to be.
I think it was like 100, so you get like three for the price of 2, which is quite a good discount.
You talk about getting blink. I don't think this line's going to get blink, though. It's going to be a fly lion. Jarek's
You never know.
You never know. It could. I mean, you just get a lot of towers.
I mean,
right?
you saw it fly last game.
We did.
Obviously, Jakiro farms a lot better than a lion, but
and pushes towers a lot better. But
yeah, you know,
Omni
who's judging? So they go. I'm looking at Mineski, and all of their gain comes from the supports, and they go for the brew. Brew quite good against Luna actually, because once you get that level 6, Luna is a hero that simply dies to you, and if they have the IO or even just the Lion, something to help him have a good start, you can throw up the Omni Knight in team fights. And then we saw, I don't remember what games it was yesterday, but the Brew booted I think the Death Prophet, I think it was Yawar and Death Prophet, was just forced to leave. And Brew's a hero that his impact is directly related to, once he gets level 6, how does that impact the core he's laning against? How does that hero have to behave now that Brew has level 6? Certain heroes just don't care. You're not going to die. Like the Lifestealers, the Jugs, the Weavers, the Voids, Omni Knights. So we're definitely have to look for Mineski probably swap, like either being ready to counteract with the Omni Knight TP, or even just swapping lanes at that stage in the game. And Luna, as long as she has like level 6 or 7 by that point, she doesn't mind that. But if Luna's behind, maybe level 4 or 5, when Brew hits 6, her game's just over.
Yeah.
So super important that they secure the safe lane for Luna this game.
This is a lot of team fight for Mineski, though. Like, if they just group up, they have a decent laning phase and just 5-man, feels like OG has a little bit of a tough time going against this Omni Knight Luna.
They have decent team fight themselves, but I don't think they can compare it to that of Mineski's for sure. I would like them to pick an independent hero on OG. Just doesn't die here. I know that sounds like something I've harped on a lot, but it showed the impact of Slark last game. And the only gank is Disruptor, really, at this point. So any hero that fits that bill maybe lanes decently against Omni if there's something that fits that description. But it's hard when I don't see heroes.
But you're looking now. What do you see?
I am indeed looking now. Maybe like a Morphling type hero.
What happened to Morphling? We've seen it first banned versus a couple teams, but besides that,
that's definitely a niche hero. I think, like in terms of like certain players play him really well. He's actually incredibly difficult mechanically. Like the balance of how much strength and agility you should have at all times based on your farming speed and like how vulnerable you are to death, making sure you choose the right heroes. Like his cast animations are a little weird, so it's just a matter of making sure that your carry player really understands that hero. But I think something like a Morphling, just like some independent split pushing type hero, will be really good for them. And they go Razor, and so the opposite approach is let's just win the freaking lanes.
Let's win the lane, and we've seen Razor can do a ton of damage, but it does look like it's going to be another like game 2 of LGD versus VG, where both teams just kind of want to fight a lot.
Yeah, I basically said the same thing in like 2 games ago in the last series, and they also chose Razor against like a Tide, and it's a very similar thing. They just want to snowball the laning stage, and I think that Razor lost.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was LGD. They were winning and then they threw. So I don't think it was because of the Razor pick that they lost. I think Mineski might just aggro tri-lane this Razor, to be honest with you. Put Omni against the Brew, not a bad matchup, and then that will make the Omni Knight game easier, even if the Razor follows him top. I'd be very surprised if Mineski does not do that, so they just need to pick a solo matchup in the mid lane against the Kunkka, which I legitimately don't know. Maybe the Lina again, if they want to go that route. They didn't really have a terrible lane. It just got ganked by the Slark over and over again.
How is OD really bad here? Or
OD actually looks pretty good. OD actually looks pretty good here for Mineski. The only thing is that's quite a greedy lineup at that stage. They have 3 cores that all need a good start.
True.
So maybe I think they need a Space Maker for sure. Maybe something like a Queen of Pain could be good.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like there's like that one hero that just jumps out and you're like, oh, he's going to do good versus Kunkka and he won't just die to a line hexing him.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I mentioned not dying to X. The Omni Knight, I didn't even see that when it came out. I'm really happy about that pick. Not only does Omni Knight not die to X, but he also helps the rest of his team not die to X. So I'm very happy with that counter pick, something I didn't even consider when it came out. I think they have a lot of options. I think it's bound to just like asking your mid player what he wants to play. He actually just goes Timber. Okay. Good against the Brew and the Kunkka. And the only threat he really has in the mid game is the Razor, who can just Timber Chain out.
It's going to be a middle Omni Knight. Or they could swap it up, but it is Ice 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 on Timber, Moon on Omni. That's
they could absolutely swap it up. I think you just kind of just give Ice 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 one of the probably the best,
too.
Probably the best Timbersaw player,
yep.
if not like maybe top 3 in the world. Like very good Timbersaw player. I think the lane setup is very important. I think both teams are going to highly prioritize scouting with their maybe a smoke at the start or just getting some good wards to see what the lanes are going to be. Because at the end of the day, Razor is completely dependent on winning his lane, and he has pretty much like one good situation. I think like the Timbersaw's okay, but he really wants to be against the Omni Knight.
And I'm just looking at Razor, not as a hero. Like, look at his portrait. I just realized like the bottom, he doesn't have legs. He just kind of jiggles around. What's going on there? Like, I've never looked at him until now. He's just jiggling.
I feel like the artist just wasn't feeling interject that day.
He just goes on lightning, floats around. I don't know. It just looks so weird. I've never looked at it till now. But so, whose draft do you actually like more? Like, if you had to pick from right here, who do you think's gonna take it?
I personally, I'm gonna. If I had to say one team, I'm gonna say Mineski. And I feel like if Mineski loses the lanes, they're in some serious trouble. But if they don't lose the lanes, like even if it just goes even, I think they're in a really good spot because I think the entire lineup of OG relies on map control from the Wisp as well as the Lion combination, and then turning that into team fights where they have advantage in numbers and maybe just causing a lot of chaos. But if there's a team fight that's just straight up, I don't really see how Mineski loses. And Timbersaw is also kind of like something we've talked about of like a dead hero, where how do you kill him? But I mean, like a dead hero for OG. Like, they can't do anything about this hero for a long time. And I don't really think any of their heroes particularly build to deal with him later, other than maybe like a Tidebringer crit that will take off half his health later on, which will matter for sure. And obviously Spirit Vessel is an item. But Brew never builds items to deal with him. Razor can just break the link. So I'm curious.
This last pick Timbersaw was just the pick.
I think so. Okay. I think it's a very good pick.
We're to see. It is going to be the Omni Knight who starts off Quelling Blade, Stout Shield, 2 Shard Tangos. Looks like he is just going to go middle. Omni versus Kunkka. I mean, just see, we just haven't seen anyone who's like can clearly beat Kunkka or even really like just keep him down in lane. See how Omni does there.
I love this move by Mineski, by the way. They're actually just smoking aggro try, and they're actually gonna. The problem is that the Timbersaw smoked up as well. I thought the Dire Ward was actually gonna scout him out, but I really like this move by Mineski. They're not gonna find anybody because OG is kind of onto their shenanigans, but they are going to, at the end of the day, dodge the Razor with the Omni, which is the most important thing. But I think ideally they wanted the tri-lane against the Razor, because Razor does not deal with tri-lanes.
At all, yeah.
So I'm curious to see. They might even just go for a kill here. They're smoked up. They're ready. They're waiting. They have Luna Aura. Naga Net if they need it. And might just see a dead Brew.
Well, they're looking. Riptide comes out. Gives the missed chance up to Mushi. They're just going to trap him in. So much damage. And look at that. Lunar Blessing on everyone. So much damage. Oh, the Stout Shield proc saves him barely. Wow.
And the one thing is that Ice 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 is not really in the lane he wants to be.
Yep.
So this is good for OG for sure. Even though he got down low on Brew, he does have the salve, so he's just right back in fighting shape. I think they're going to have to at least rotate a support bottom at some point. But he will get levels on the Timbersaw. I like that he leveled the Timber Chain just to get out of the static link.
Yep. Do you just leave Fly? Do you maybe send Fly Top instead? Isn't Timber versus Razor like a decent 1v1 matchup?
It's one of those matchups where like the only thing that can go wrong is if they get like a rotation, and Lions is kind of an insurance policy in the bottom lane. In my opinion, I feel like as long as they're prioritizing the denies, it should be just fine for them.
Middle lane, 7-1 Kunkka going against this Omni Knight, who is going to be 5-1.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it. And meanwhile, you just see bottom lane. Yep, just static link has to Timber Chain away. Not the best lane for Timbersaw, like you said, but the creeps are getting closer and closer to his tower.
Yeah, the thing is, certain lane matchups, nope, nothing's happening top. Certain lane matchups, it's like if you fall behind, it never gets any better. With Timbersaw, he's actually going to be fine in this game. It's a fine game for him to like not have to be snowballing like crazy from the get-go. as long as they're getting good starts on the rest of their cores. And that's exactly what's happening here. So they're perfectly fine. The Luna is a little bit slowed down in this aggro tri-lane, only 2 CS actually at this stage. That's not good. But at the end of the day, Timbersaw does not die in the mid game, regardless of exactly how perfect his start is. So that's okay. Certain matchups, like, it's never going to change, but in this one, I don't think that's the case.
Why is this Luna struggling so much? It's a straight up 2-on-3 lane.
Yeah, sip a nice sip of that water over there, and I think mainly like the Drunken Haze is just super obnoxious. Bottom lane,
they're going.
He has Timber Chain and level 2 reactive armor. He just doesn't care. Trying to get that
the damage, yeah.
0 damage CS, can't quite get it.
Top lane looks like they were going in, but man, it is a tri-lane. Luna's 6-3 now, but S4 he's 10-5. You're happy with this? It's a 2-on-3 lane.
Yeah, Luna, you're just seeing he has Drunken Haze on him. No natural way to hit creeps when he is mischanced. He could use beams, but that's a lot of mana for each CS to get.
90 mana for level 1 beam. Doesn't feel too good. Middle lane, we were talking about the Kunkka versus Omni. 11-3 against 12-7.
I have to imagine it's kind of a trade. It obviously is winning on the deny front from the Kunkka, but at the end of the day, both heroes are going to get what they need out of this lane.
So, surprisingly, a tri-lane versus dual lane. Not really any kills coming out yet. Jarek's taking a ton of damage. He's going to barely survive there, 100 HP. Does have double fairy fire. Middle lane, No-Tail actually taking a ton of damage now. Omni Knight can definitely just mango heal bomb if he wants. In 4 seconds, obviously. And now we have a rotation. Jabs will get scout out. They have that ward up by the top bounty rune. Gonna run through, try to get an easy kill, but the ward scouts him out.
It's hard to imagine many kills happening in this early game. Omni Knight's very hard to kill. Timbersaw's very hard to kill, but at the same time, Mineski doesn't really have any playmakers themselves. So I feel like, kind of expecting a very slow-paced game. But meanwhile, Mushi top lane is getting dove, gets the crit, the lucky 10%, finishes him off.
Moon does get the kill. Wait, so even with that ward.
Consider yourself jebaited.
Yep.
As I said, there will be no kills occurring.
2 pop out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Just testing you and all of Twitch. So if you thought I was actually serious, joke's on you.
Wondering, how did Kunkka die? Because that ward did spot out that Jabs was rotating middle. Did he just
I guess he just got netted and then ran at by an Omni. I was looking at top while it happened. And surprisingly enough, I feel like the game will continue to settle down, but all of OG is winning the lanes.
Yep.
So that's exactly what I said needed to happen. I think they need to continue this. Shutting down the Luna, slowing down her farm, she will be a liability in a game like this. The map will close very quickly on them if they lose the lead at the start, but they're ganking mid. They have the Lion Impale, missed the Torrent though, so that's just not enough. And then suddenly
goes down top. Oh.
Yep, as I said, the game's
gonna slow down.
Yeah, he just got beamed. That's a level 3 Luna, no boots, just beaming you. Bounty runes are out. They're actually gonna get all 4 on Mineski. That's a pretty big deal.
That is a ton of gold there. So, and you see it. They take the lead now because of that.
Yep, that is 1,000 gold.
Now, what do you do if you're OG, you're down 2-1 kills? You just said they were winning all their lanes, but now the gold switches back to their side. Do you just keep doing what you're doing?
It's nuts that they're winning CS in all 3 lanes and yet they're down. That's shows the importance of the bounty runes. And I think they just have to keep doing this. I think that they aren't ready to ramp up the pace of this game just yet. They need like the level 6s on their supports as well as the Brew. And Brew is only level 4 at this point. He's quite farmed though, so he's very happy as a hero that relies on the snowballing start because Brew is not a recovery hero.
Is this Lion just dead?
He's
definitely dead.
To Ancients. I'm calling it. Don't worry about it.
Will he? Oh, we have a boat coming in.
Oh, they aggro the Naga.
Wow. Naga gets the kill. Hits him with the taunt.
Purposely got the aggro from the neutral creeps such that it stopped attacking the Lion. So the Lion, who had like 20 health, just didn't die to the creeps. That was actually really well played.
I went to look to see what happened. I guess boat was maybe just used to clear out the creep wave because it seems like a real tough kill against Omni. No points in Repel. Do you want an early point in Repel?
Oh, bottom lane, net. No time to talk now. He's dead. I mean, that's the thing about Razor in these type of games is he can just die. The Naga, quite a good way of killing a hero like Razor. And they're actually going on Lion as well. Great rotation by Mineski to take the Luna, who was level 4 when this all began. And this is the best way, in my opinion, to swap lanes. You know, you don't want to just have the Luna show up bottom against the level 6 Razor. They have offensively fought to secure their catapult from dying, and now they're going to turn this into a tier 1 push where Razor's just TPing back in. He gets glimpsed.
Wait, what?
Out of
just
position.
TP'd, so he goes back behind him, and now they're just going to go on him. He is going to get the leech up on Mushi, but he's just going to die again.
Not sure if that was planned, but that worked out quite nicely for Mineski.
Yep, and now Jarek's, he's dead as well, and yeah, you talk about rotations. Wow, they swap lanes, and they're more than likely to get a tier 1 tower out of this as well.
And this is
Ice, easy.
Exactly what Mineski needs to do. I love these type of rotations. They're not easy to
know. Fly.
And
he's dead again.
Rip.
S4
he has level
finally.
6.
Uh-oh, Mushi definitely in trouble,
No
if not
boots.
just dead. Yep. Goes down, but I'm pretty sure Mineski's pretty happy with what just happened there.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Omni Knight's just chilling mid. He is losing in levels, though. He's almost a full level behind the Kunkka, who actually has 19 denies. That is an awfully high amount in every core on the side of OG. So despite the fact that they're up 8-2.
Uh-oh, middle. Just going to run at him with Degen Aura, but Ice a little bit low on damage, or HP, pardon me. Boat's going to fly in. Repel comes out. Now he's just going to run at him. He does have a Mango, but still nervous against the phase boots of Kunkka.
Yeah, and that's the fact is they're up 8-2, but they're only up 1,000 gold just because of all these denies that the cores on the side of OG have. They're just winning the CS battle. And so I think overall, though, I do like the pace of this game that's going for Mineski overall just because, like I said, they just need this Luna to sit farming while the Omni Knight and Timber play aggressively on the map. And interestingly enough, Timber, a hero that does get X'd, but he does not die to the X. So I really like... Kunkka does not feel like it's going to be nearly as impactful this game as it was last game. The last pick troll last game, he just got ganked continuously and just died. And I don't think that's ever going to happen to Omni or the Timbersaw more than maybe once each.
Yeah. The LS4 just pulls 2 creep waves over to the tower. Gets over, but now Ice, he's going to try to pressure in the tower. Looks like Jarek's just shrining, getting Seb full here. He's farming the jungle with his ulti. He's going to run uphill, and they're going to get spotted out here.
They do have Eclipse, though. They're just going to back off.
Smart idea, all these creeps here, but Ninja Boogie's here now, and Jarek's looking like he might get punished here. Ulti does get thrown out. Will they be able to at least get down? Jarek's flies here, gets the voodoo off, probably going to throw out his stun jabs. Does end up going down already, and that's a quick 2 for 0.
Seemed like a little bit of miscommunication from Mineski. They were kind of on 2 different pages there, and then by the time they committed everything, they had 3 heroes on OG, and the Razor super tanky with the raindrops plus the IO behind him.
Overcharge a good ability.
It seems all right.
Meanwhile, Timbersaw is still losing in the CS, but level 7 now. I mean, as you said, does he just stay in this lane and continuously push it and farm? Like, does he ever actually rotate?
Yeah, and I think that he is not going to die, but he could. I guess the Razor TPing in is going to be the seal on the coffin. And
not yet. Oh, hey, Rune there too.
Salves up, but he has no mana for any more abilities.
Stun should be enough. Does finish him off.
Really nice TP by Razor. I didn't think they had enough damage, but
we do see No Tail actually goes down, but Jarek's as well as No Tail die by the Roche Pit. And, well, that's a Timbersaw for you, right? He just baits out 3 heroes and takes forever to kill.
And that's the one time. I don't think it's going to happen again, to be honest with you. But I think OG has to keep trying to force these heroes like the Timbersaw and Omni off their side of the map. Because if they allow them to play up in their face like that in every lane, this game's just going to get out of control in the next few minutes, honestly. But so they're doing exactly what they need to do. But like you said, it took so long. They just lost 2 heroes at the same time. Because they forced the Razor out of top, that means it's just the Kunkka and the IO there.
Yep. I was looking, they don't really have tower hitters on the Dire side, like objective
I noticed
takers.
that as well. Yeah, I agree. I didn't get the chance to comment on that, and I think that's a problem with their lineup, and that's why I think I overall favor Mineski's lineup. Mineski's lineup is slower. Ice getting gone on the bottom lane, but
goes down so quickly. Now
yeah.
Moon has to repel himself. He has taken so much damage from Seb. 136 stolen. They're going to try to bring him down. Nets here from Jabs. We'll get it off. They might just both die. Nice bring back. And now Jab's just going to get run down. Flies here. Cleave comes from No Tail, and that was quick.
I underestimated the heroes of OG. That was surprisingly well played by Big Daddy. He timber chained away from the static link, but he X'd him right as it happened and pulled him back immediately, so the static link didn't break, and
Nice.
Mad got so much damage that he was able to actually chunk through the Omni and the Timber. But I was just going to say that, yeah, they don't have any tower pushing, so they have to
just win team fights.
Yes, or pick off. They basically have to take map control, and every time they get like 2 or 3 kills, they have to get objectives. That's pretty much the only way they're ever going to get them. And I think Mineski wants the game to go longer, and if it does, they're happy with that. With the Luna as well as the just very greedy Tricore, and Naga Disruptor scales very well also.
So how does OG play it? I mean, obviously you want to get pickoffs and stuff. You have the blink by S4. Do you just force actual team fights right now? Even though you're against Luna,
you have to try to force them, and I think when I say team fights, you just want advantageous numbers. So they're going to smoke us 3, and then the IO is going to be ready to relocate the Razor, or they can just go straight to them based on what they see on the map. They see the Luna top. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for that, but they also need these objectives in order to take over the map. So they're showing the Razor IO mid, but that doesn't really mean anything to Mineski. Meaning IO Razor can be anywhere, so they could be going bottom or top. And I think Mineski has to be careful on the top lane, and so does Mushi. He believes the same thing. Really good awareness by him.
Oh, and the scan goes out at the last second. It sees red, but he TP's out.
Yep, really good awareness by him. He knows that if somebody's going to get ganked, probably not the Timber Saw in the Omni. It's probably going to be the Luna. So he just groups up with his other 2 cores.
Now bottom tower is going to go down here. All right, Moon just takes it from Mushi. I'm actually pretty sure he's probably angry about that.
Yeah, that's when you ping him. Don't say anything now, but after the game, you just push that little hammer
if you
button.
do lose, you go back, I wonder what happened. Well,
and you didn't finish your BKB by 200 gold. And then you're just like, oh, yeah, it was that one thing at 12 minutes.
Man, Omni Knight, phase boots, bottle, range up as well as drums, pretty farmed. Level
mid lane
10.
jabs.
Is he going to go down? More than likely, yes. Oh, no, the ulti comes out with the one, and oh, my.
And that's just a dead brewer.
Yep, and they're just going to go in. Finger does fly out, but he got repelled. Dodges it. Nicely done by Moon. They can't quite bring the brew down, though. It's a 1-for-1 right now. Panda does come out. They throw the Timber Saw in the air. That's one way to deal with them. Can they bring down this Omni? Still has heal up. Looks like they want to save. We'll get the heal there. Guardian Angel as well. And it's just a very long, drawn-out fight. Nothing too crazy going on. Timber will just get out, I believe. Or are they going to chase?
Luna's coming behind with Eclipse ready.
Jarex is so low, but so is Ice Ice Ice. He goes down. Fly gets the Hex up on the Omni Knight. Can they bring him down? Jarex staying alive. Finally gets right-click down, and man, Mushi cleans up on the back end. That was a very odd team fight.
Yeah, as I called the Brewmaster dying, he's the one guy that lives, gets his ultimate off, turns the fight, and the fight just went on too long, though.
Yeah,
Mushi just shows up, gets the cleanup kills, exactly what Luna wants to be doing at this stage in the game. I like his itemization because I don't think there's any amount of items he can build right now to fight. So he's just going the pure farm efficiency build with the Mask Man as Yasha. I wouldn't mind if he goes for a BKB immediately, just so that if he has to fight, he can. And it's a matter of if he thinks how early he thinks he has to fight. And that will decide what he does after the Yasha.
But man, this Omni Knight gets that repel off, dodges the finger on jabs. Just tried to finger I'm going to kill jabs, but gets the repel off, doesn't do damage. And do you think the Panda, throwing up Timber is good. Looks like he is going to get ganked, does have repel, but will get stunned once. The boat's coming in, will get off. Do they have enough damage? The Hex, so much lockdown.
That was a long stun.
Yep. Yeah, do you have to throw up the Omni in these fights, right? He threw up the Timber and threw him down, but then you just see the Omni just heals up anyone.
Yeah,
who they go on.
I definitely think that Omni is a good hero against Brew for that reason, but if you don't throw him up. So it does really puts a lot on S4 to make sure he focuses the right targets. And this is a situation where, at the end of the day, with all the kills that OG's has, even though they're not ahead, they still have no towers. And Mineski's about to take their 3rd tower in the top lane, and you see how OG has to play around this Timber. And what I mean by that is they don't play around this Timber. He's doing whatever he wants in the top lane, actually just cutting creeps. 16 minutes in, Jax gets glimpsed in the mid lane.
My bad, he missed that, and they get the kill. We're going to see a net come out now. Kunkka in a lot of trouble. Torrent's not going to hit anyone. S4 does get his ultimate off again. No Tail trying to run away. Will get out of there. Mushi getting stunned up. Fly goes down to jabs. They have the X. Here comes the boat. Gonna pull him back. Does stun comes out. Panda.
Throw up the Omni as well, so he's not able to heal.
Heal bomb comes out, just trying to kill that Wind Panda. Does bring him down, but look at Seb. Comes from behind. Moon is going to lose so much damage. Does get rooted net as well. Looks like they'll get out of here, but S4 Blink clap in 4.
The jukes.
Does it have Brew. Slow him down. Still a tough kill. A lot of armor on this Naga Siren, but here comes Sab, and you're going to go down, especially with an IO. And look at that. OG, they're keeping it close, and that's the biggest thing, right? These fights are like 4v5. It's just Timbersaw. He's off farming elsewhere.
And he has the Yules complete. I really like the item purchase. The main way he dies is the Kunkka X setup. And the Yules you can use to dodge the X when he pulls you back. Quite nice for him. I like that he's not just going for the greedy Bloodstone. I think that's really only an option if you are just snowballing and you are unkillable. And I don't think he's necessarily unkillable. And I think he agrees based on his item choices. Almost like he actually has a Yules queued up next. And that will really speed up his mobility on the map. Also his ability to just force himself on the faces of OG in the middle of team fights, which I really like for a hero like Luna who cannot go in first.
Yep. And you look at the net worth. Luna already topping the CS, clearing out a giant stack. But then Brew has a Blink, Treads, and Vlad's. One of the few heroes who still gets Vlad's.
Yeah, the thing is, Brew's just not a hero that's going to carry you in the game. And it's fine if he has high net worth, but it's not that fine if the rest of your cores are struggling a bit. And Luna, this is exactly what kind of game she wants to have. Does not mean the game's over by any means. They are going to catch Fly with this smoke. Gank tank extraordinaire.
It's like they're a little bit nervous about something, but they just split up, and Ninja Boogie actually gets the kill with Thunderstrike.
Yeah, that's the mind games from Fly. They're like, he can't possibly
be alone right there.
Yeah, no way. But that's the nice hesitance, honestly, like to make sure they don't just commit onto a massive team fight.
And here we go, middle lane. We're going to have X-Torrent come, but Heal just flies out for Moon. They're just going to take this tower so easily, looks like. Look at his jabs. Gets the sleep on him from behind. Here comes the Meteor Hammer. Uh-oh. Brew tries to go in. What a Yule's coming out right there. There's going to lock S4 down, but will it be enough? Doesn't look like it. Torrent comes out. Omni could go down. No, gets the heal up, but Brew does get his ulti. Stun will come from behind. Nice ulti onto Moon from that Finger of Death. But now ulti from Mushi. It's not going to be enough. They just bring him down so easily. There's a Radiant Creep just flying in the air right now.
And Timbersaw gets tossed up as well, but
can't bring him down, so we are going to play the waiting game. Can they get this kill?
Without the Razor, I don't think they can, and I think they agree. Naga looking for the Ned, has the Meteor Hammer follow-up, and it's going to land.
Hit down on Fly, and now they just get the easy kill. So it looked like another one fight from OG, but maybe a little overextension. You just lose Fly, but...
Yeah, I think they're very happy with the result anyways. Unless they actually going to lose the...
They will.
That's a big kill.
That might be, because, I mean, you talked about, I mean, Panda, second highest net worth. That's a killing spree. Ice just gets 500 gold straight up.
I feel like Luna may be trying to participate too much in these fights, but at the same time, they used Song, and they just messed up the initiation a little bit. They went on 2 separate targets. Naga went on the IO.
Mushi down bottom, though. This is going to be a double core gang. That's an easy kill on Mushi. Nice gank there by OG.
Little confusing that he's down there. I feel like Luna should just be living on the Ancients as well as like this the top half of the map, because that's usually the safest part of the map. Play behind your other cores. You don't want to present yourself as the closest hero as this Luna, because they're just going to go on you because you're so squishy. But if you put yourself behind the Timbersaw, behind the Omni, then they're going to have to go through those 2 heroes to get to you. And so a little confusing why he would show himself bottom. Hashtag dead lane, but, you know, top lane, they do get the glimpse on the Jirax. Has the Helm Dom, but he will go down regardless.
And now it feels like Mineski. I mean, you did just lose your Luna, but Ice, as you said, he's getting a lot of farm. He has that Blink Dagger if he wants to pick it up, too. Do you think he should go Blink, or do you think something like a Bloodstone might still be better?
I think either is actually okay. It just depends on what way he wants to play this game. If he wants to force fights earlier, then the Blink is ideal.
How did Fly not get spotted out right there? I think they do see him now, yep. And there we go. They're just going to throw it up, and Fly does have team. Oh, they're going to stop S4 from swing. Now he will get it out. Moon just getting run down. Does have their repel. Going to try to run away now. Torrent.
He actually ulted after the glimpse, so all of his broodlings were just out of the fight.
And there we go. They're going to look for Ice. Uh-oh. There's no trees dead on. He's going to use himself into the air. Sleep comes out. He is going to be able to hit at least 2 people here with the Meteor Hammer. They're going to throw it down. Comes out. Hits him. Razor is up into the air right now. Big Daddy No-Tail goes down. They're going to try to kill this Razor as well. And, oh, Mushi's ulti is going to hit them all. And this is going to be almost a wipe. Fly We'll get Ice in the back lines, and Jerick's tries to run away. But it's not looking good. Do we have the glimpse? 3 seconds.
Oh, they'll take the creep as a penance for...
Maybe.
The kinetic field, it's not that tanky of a creep, but that's 200 gold if they can get it. Yep, that's no joke.
Almost as good as support. And well, 2 people live on OG, but probably not the 2 that OG wants to live. All 3 cores go down, and Mushi, he just saves his ultimate until the end after the sleep, and it pays off.
I mean, they're actually playing as about as well as I would ever expect. They glimpsed him, and then as he was casting his ult, like, he would have gotten it off in time.
Yeah.
He got beamed. So then he casted the ult, like, outside of the fight, which mini stun doing just enough to get him out of the fight, which I don't think if fights go perfectly for OG, meaning, like, if they don't use all of their spells flawlessly, I don't think they're going to win fights. Like, I think they actually have to have all the stars aligned to win these fights, because it's just so much easier to play Mineski's lineup, I think, in these fights. Like, if you have the Naga Sleep, you have the reset, you have the Omni reset as well, and Timber is very tanky. He actually did finish the Blink. I love this Timbersaw build.
Well, what about the level 15 talent there?
On Timber?
Yeah, are you a fan of that?
Hey, man, he's got a
damage?
Blink. He's ready to
Just
dish out some deeps.
Is it really better than 5 reactives?
I mean, honestly, the way he dies is Razor Static Link for tons of damage, as well as Kunkka Cleave,
so
neither of which really affects him with the reactive armor. Like, if you have heroes like Troll on the other team, or like PA-type heroes, it's really nice to have that extra armor. But in this game, I don't think it makes that much of a difference, obviously, I don't think the 100 right-click makes that much of a difference either, but might as well choose the one that makes more of a less difference, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. Exactly what I was thinking. Mech coming out on Jerick's now. So he's reasonably farmed right there. Fly does have a blink.
Bonus.
And Fly has a blink. Okay, so 23 minutes in. That's really surprising, too, because there's still 2 Tier 1 towers up.
And you doubted him.
I did doubt him. I've seen he plays very hard support, but he still managed to purchase all that and adds a blink. And line with the blink's a completely new hero, right? You can initiate, counter-initiate much easier. Just stop this Omni from really doing anything if you want.
I don't like this Luna being bottom again, but I like the fact that he's scared, as rightfully he should be. That's the only place on the map for them to gank. No-Tail just clears out the wave. And, yeah, I think they're just going to look to play around Roche on the side of Mineski. They have all the damage they could ever need, but they do necessarily... They don't just have... Once the Brew blinks in with BKB, which he actually does not have yet, so they're maybe trying to hit this timing before the Brew BKB comes out. I don't think Razor has one either. He does not. So I don't see how... They don't even know this is happening.
They don't. It's going to be a free rush and a tier 2. This 100 damage actually in the Timber. He actually pushes towers now.
That is the one thing, is if you're a Timber just walking down a lane, the 100 damage is really nice because you don't push towers naturally at all. That 100 damage is like a DD rune. He hits for 91 plus 100.
Yep. And now, I mean, you just lost. It's not even a tier 2 for a Roche trade. You lost a tier 2 and a Roche. You actually got nothing out of this.
And that's the beauty of having a hero like Timbersaw on your team. When he's up in your face top, you have no idea if his entire team's behind him.
Yeah.
Or they're ganking,
or
they're roshing.
And do you want to try to test him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a crapshoot at that point. You're like, I hope that's not happening. And so that's the idea of map control, playing the information game. Mineski doing it really well here. They smoke up, looking for kills. They get a deep ward. And are they going to catch... Oh, the Kunkka X'd himself. What?
Uh-oh.
That was not quite what he intended, I believe.
Still alive for now, though. He is still alive. They can't kill him, and oh my goodness. Here we go. He's going to get the, looks like 2, man. Will it be 3? Nope, just 2. They finally get Big Daddy No-Tail. They're trying to kill Jerick's as well. This IO giving so much will go down on the backside. We do have an ultimate from the Panda. They're going to try to kill Mushi, but he has the Aegis this time. Big Daddy No-Tail doing a ton of damage, but Yules, no, it wasn't. It was the Panda throwing him up there, trying to chase down the Omni Knight. He has a Yules, he has a heal, he has a blink. Looks like he might be able to get out of here. Hasn't used anything, getting stunned up. And they will bring him down.
Glimpse onto the line outside the fight as well. And
what's he doing here?
Clips, yeah. And that was a buyback on Kunkka, so that's a 3-for-1. Still have the Aegis. Oh, no, they don't. They actually flipped. That's what he was doing there. Because Mushi, I saw narrowly escape the fight, and then I guess he got cleaned up by Fly with the Aegis.
No, it's going to be a full Hurricane Pike almost up on Luna. This is the thing, right? We talked about not having a real quote-unquote carry on your team, and you have a Luna who's finally is getting some farm, and what are you going to do in the late game? I love the Hurricane
Pike. The only way he really has problems in fights is getting blink clapped and then getting linked as well, and Force Staff solves all of that, and it's not like a terrible item on the hero in general, so he doesn't mind building it himself. And once he has that, I mean, his farm This is why I like the lineup. That I saw the Luna pick, and I'm like, please do not pick other heroes that die, because you have to have the Luna just sit, take the safest farm on the map, and just hit creeps. And he's actually been participating in a lot of fights, which is good to see. Like, he's finding a good balance between that. But he's, has 6 deaths, but meanwhile he's still top of the net worth.
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah.
Not even just a little. He's 3,000 up right now.
Yeah, Razor. None of the heroes on the side of OG are what you would call a flash farmer. Omni's going for a BKB of his own, which is really nice, so he doesn't have to spend Repel to protect himself. Makes Luna's late game even scarier. When you have a solo core, Omni Knight makes that a lot. I mean, I say solo core, but the Timber Saw is a core as well, and he will have a BKB. So it's interesting that they've chose to build a BKB on the Omni and the Timber and then not on the Luna. And that just shows that they plan to repel him.
Well, Seb is going to take a ton of damage right there. Going to try to juke and jive. Blink Dagger already used, so he just runs away. Middle lane, nothing crazy. Just 4 heroes here. Might want to take that tier 1 finally.
I'm curious to see what Nog goes. He actually has 3,000 gold saved up. It has a mech queued, but has not chosen to buy it yet. He has the gold, so clearly that is not a very certain decision he wants to make.
He was thinking about going Lotus Orb for the longest time, and he switched it up. Do you think, is it okay to go Radiance here, or do you just want more utility?
I personally don't like it, but I don't hate it, but I also just don't think he's going to farm with it. It would only be for, like, the team fights, and then, because if I say when he doesn't farm with it, you have so much wave clear. You have Luna, you have Timber, even a hero like Omni wants to sit on lanes and heal bomb it. So I don't think they have the space on the map to actually farm that many heroes. Fly, walking in, space creation. Bounty Hunter style.
Yeah, more than likely to die. They get the tier 1, though, and
I like that they're not committing. Even though OG was showing themselves in the mid lane, they're just like, this guy's going to die. Let him just slowly die to our spells rather than having any chance of a turn coming from OG. And I like the fact that Mushi's just going pure damage. He actually X's himself again on No Tail. Misses. They have the sleep. Oh, Omni blinking in.
Yeah, are they going to go for it? Uh-oh, Jarek's in a lot of trouble. There's actually going to be a glimpse over. He's going to send him away from the fight. Jarek's will finally go down over there, though. Jabs looks like wants to sleep. Will, there's a BKB by No Tail and Seb, though, so he's just going to die anyways through this. Oh, gets healed up. Gets rooted as well, and oh my goodness, he's still alive. Finally goes down. Ice, ice, ice. Missing a few of his abilities on the backlines, but repelled up Luna. What are you going to do against that? Dejanora slowing him down. S4 just right clean. That's one way. Stomp comes out, finally goes down. Guardian Angel's out. And that just turned the fight on him. They are going to lose everyone here. But Fly has Finger. Thinking about using it. Does. Kills Moon. And now, Fly getting chased down by this Timber Saw. Can he juke?
Has Yules.
And just going to set up the easy kill here. Wow. And that is a 5-for-3 fight. Even a little sloppy at the beginning. Naga, though, gets to sleep and just gets run down by 2 BKB
I mean, they used
heroes.
the BKBs, but they used it to kill Naga. Yeah. That's like, who cares?
You're okay with that, yeah.
Yeah, they after they came out of it, they still had the repel from Mushi. And you didn't see it, I don't think, but the Razor static link Mushi, and he just immediately 4-staffs.
Gets
and
out, yeah.
Suddenly Razor's not a hero if he doesn't have any static link damage. That hero, that is completely what he bases his damage off of.
Who does he static link now? Like, it feels rough. Like, you can't do it on Mushi, he gets away. Ice, Ice, Ice can get away.
They have 2 Blinks and 2 Yules on the other 2 heroes.
It just feels like you can't even get a static link, so you're not a hero anymore. And look at this. These towers, these Raxes, they're more than likely probably going to go for it, and they can clean up so easily with Luna. And there you see the power of actually having a true carry hero. But they are getting initiated on the backside. They don't kill the melee Rax either, actually. Shivas does get flown out. Sep throws him into the air, get a link him. And continues to keep him linked up. This might actually be a kill on him. Fly will voodoo him, and they get it. And that actually was very strange by Mineski. Oh, look at this. The Meteor Hammer to finish off the melee Rax. Gets it. I was about to say, like, that was really aggressive for not getting that, but they're going to lose Naga. Completely okay. Don't let it regen back up.
Absolutely worth 100%. And Disruptor, by the way, is building an Ags, which he is 1,800 gold off of, and that is scary.
If you catch the brew now, once again, just can't use the BKB.
And you can do that with Naga sleep as well.
And that's going to be a kill. That was...
You actually had to pop BKB in order to make sure you got that kill.
Jarek's just going to take him back. So what do you do now? Do you just...
Continue feeding? On this I
was going to say, on OG, yeah, I mean, the problem is they don't take towers very quick. Look at tier 1 tower is still top lane.
There are 4 heroes dead, and I don't think they're going to get any objectives off of it. Maybe a tier 2 mid, and
Wait,
that's...
why did... Why was S4 ulted? Just because he was arcane ruined?
They killed the Omni Knight.
Oh, okay, my bad. They hit that
okay.
kill, now they push in middle. Looks like they are going to get an objective now, though. The tier 2. If they can, we are going to see jabs going in as well as Mushi, so maybe they don't get this. Beam comes out so he can't blink away. Just going to get right-clicked by Mushi, ton of damage.
They are taking the top tier 1 with the Ag's Razor on the IO.
Took a little bit. Look at this fly actually getting locked down here by the Prowlers. And they do go for he goes for the Eye of the Storm strike interval. Pretty good with that Ags up on the IO plus Razor.
Looks like he might be building an Ags of his own, which is kind of odd. But like we said, it is constantly updating, so he does have to be tethered permanently while ulting in order to get the upgrade.
Who else does the IO really want to tether?
He's going Scotty. Okay. That's a little bit different. I think it's okay to do it before Brew ulti. He'll get the Ags if possible. Even Lion Finger's not bad. But for the most part, I think Razor's your best option, and this is...
Do we have the Disruptor on the backline? Oh, they're just going for Jarek's first. They're going to stun him up. Can they bring him down before he gets anything up? They sure do. But Seb, he is stealing so much damage. But it's a Lotus Orb. Yep. And there's Guardian Angel now, so he doesn't steal much. They do have the Brewmaster. Will they just kill off the Fire Spirit? They're trying to run him down. It's a 2-for-1 right now. Buyback coming in from Jarek's Mushi. So low, he might just go down on the back lines. He does. Seb right-clicks him. And even with that stolen damage, he still steals 40 extra.
That is true. Yeah, you get the 7 per second, but...
Omni looks like he's going to go down here as well. Ice moving in, though. Will they get Seb somehow? He's taking so much damage. The minus armor will go away. The ulti drops from Seb, and now everyone's so low. Neither one wants to commit on each other. Ice. He's going for it. Doesn't get it, and now he might get chased down here with Jarek's helping out. Still gets away that Timber. The Timber chain just getting run in. Seb is going to get the kill. Wow.
Despite the fact that he has his Omni Knight, Mushi needs a BKB. And that showed there. He just spent the entire fight running away. Doesn't matter how much damage you deal if you don't actually hit anybody. And you see he instantly queues up the BKB. Please report for stream sniping. But,
look at this. Razor, he's not going the Ags, by the way. He has a point boost. He's going the I've Scotty.
Yeah, it's really good against the repel of Omni Knight. And even heroes just like Luna that don't have any natural mobility.
Buyback. Does come from Ice. Who's going to go for? Looks like he wants to get Seb. Moon once again gets linked up there. And tons of damage coming out for Seb, but he doesn't want to commit too much. He's just going to TP in front of him.
Oh, the Naga Neck got canceled by the stomp.
What a play there by Jarek's. Gets off that Centaur stun now. Chasing for more, but...
Yeah, Naga Neck does go through BKB. So.
S4? He has Blink in 3. Will he get hit?
Oh my god, the miss. Yeah, that's a guaranteed miss. So. Not that amazing. But they actually are going to fight him. He has to BKB TP.
Oh my goodness, he almost got out of there. Yep, and he will.
The net.
The net, I don't think it's getting time. Nope.
Butts clinched, but he gets out.
Yeah, still that Centaur stomp from Jarek saving Seb, just TPing in front of him right there. Damn.
But this Luna, once Luna has BKB, I feel like they can't win fights on OG. I think that's the only reason they were able to win that last one. And they're actually going to have an Aegis on top of it. There's no IO for 37 seconds. No BKB on the Brewmaster, which is quite relevant. And he's about to hit level 25 on the Luna for the 25% lifesteal I assume he'll take. He's actually, because he's getting the Aegis, he's not going BKB. I still don't know if I love this. But
you can definitely, if you die once, you can definitely die twice.
If you are isolated, you will die twice.
But Mushi will just pick up the cheese. Oh, Primal Split comes out. They're trying to damage Ice. They know he just popped back. If they can kill him, that would be huge. In comes the boat. Will give him some of that mitigation. They also hit it up on Jabs, who does die. Another stun coming out from the Jarek's creep. Ice. Oh, the throw before he gets uphill. Instantly bring him back down. He's dead. That's a dieback. OG, they're in a good spot right now.
I really hope Mushi buys a BKB.
He needs it, for sure.
He does so much damage, and it's just not enough for him to get repelled. I think even if you have repel, you can just hold your BKB longer and then have a BKB after the repel.
So if you're OG here, like, it doesn't look like they're forcing anything. Don't you want to? You know Ice doesn't have a buyback.
Yeah, but they still have Aegis on the Luna, who's quite scary at this point in the game. And with Omni Knight to back him up, I think those are the two relevant heroes when you want to go high ground, because you can't ignore the Luna while he's hitting you.
Yep.
So I think you want to, but I don't necessarily know if you can. I think they're more than content to just get the lanes out while this is happening, so that when Mineski respawns, the lanes are at their base.
Looks like they're doing something here because he stops pushing top to run middle.
Yeah, so they took care of the lanes, and now they're done with that. All the lanes are pushed in favor for OG, and they have Brew Split in 20 seconds. They have the AC complete with the Wolf Aura, so even though they don't traditionally hit very hard with right clicks, they do have a ton of auras to buff them up.
And you see No-Tail pings that they do have a ward, and they do. It's a little bit more to the left, but they can probably counter that if they want.
And Io has the attack tether targets as well.
Yep. There you go. Oh, on the backside, Torrent won't hit because Repel is on him. Mushi
he
does get hexed. Uh-oh. Now he's going to get hexed down. S4 is going to go in. They're going to get the stun off. Disruptor does kind of miss the ult, but Jabs will be there to save him. Oh, my goodness. Luna will get out. Does have the Aegis, but your Naga sleeps down now. OG's probably super fine with that.
They have the Axe Tether on Razor, so they will kill this tower.
Through back door.
There, I guess they're just going to back. Kind of surprised. I guess they used everything.
S4? It's Panda. Oh, so quick on the blink.
That's quick cast for you.
So bottom, they just TB out. No-Tail is going to go farm. So it's 38 minutes into this game, but man, we have a lot of almost 25 heroes now. Luna, the first one.
He has committed to the MKB on Luna, by the way. He's purchased the first 2 components. Guess he's going to replace the Mask of Madness for now until Aegis is up. Daedalus on the Kunkka, which we've seen plenty of times. Just, kill a support in one hit, even just take half the health of a core. DD top. These runes can be quite game deciding. He actually drops the Mask of Madness entirely on the Luna.
All right. Do you think he's going to go for a BKB? Do you think he's going to skip BKB
really
unless he goes super late game?
I mean, it's super value to save it until now because it's 10 seconds this late on in the game, but you need one 100% eventually. Unless you're an NA pub carry player, you definitely need a BKB eventually.
Are you saying you never buy a BKB?
A pub player. I am a
what are you?
Debatably semi-professional kind of player.
Oh, okay. Debatable.
Yeah, please.
Of course. But yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But double damage up on Mushi. Look at that damage coming out even through backdoor protection. Creeps are going to be coming in about 5 seconds. Repel. Well, that's one way to deal with the boat like you talked about. But now you don't have Repel, so you can't even push with your creeps. And they'll just back out. Yeah. They do get a shrine out of it, obviously, that top one.
This Omni Knight level 25 is going to be a big deal. The 3 seconds extra on the Repel duration will be majorly helpful to help Mushi to siege base and just man up in these fights. Please build a BKB after this.
Let's see.
I am done. They do smoke right underneath a ward, so they do see that on the side of OG. But 2 of their heroes are bottom, obviously, with Wisp. That doesn't necessarily mean they are permanently bottom. And Mushi's going to go walk high ground with the Lotus Orb.
Torrent will come out, hit him. As well, those stuns, they get the link off. He will get away, but get a still decent amount. 61 damage.
They just ult on S4 because he already BKB'd, trying to disengage.
Let's see, can they find anyone to throw up? They're looking for Moon. They couldn't, but now Naga Sleep comes
Axe
out.
Disruptor.
Who do you look for here? They get it up, but do they get it in time? No, Jarek's just going to come in. They fly in. It's going to be Disruptor on the backside. Might be the first one to die, just getting chased around by Brew. BKB's popped by everyone. Ninja Boogie goes down there trying to get this Omni Knight who's linked up. He's doing so much damage, but it doesn't matter. Jabs goes down. Seb is doing so much. Ice goes down. Jabs has to buy back. Luna is owning 25% lifesteal, but the Voodoo comes out. And now Seb just has to get out of there. No HP. Can they kill him or do they just get out?
Omni has no repel for a little bit here, but I think they're just too scared of the eventual repel. They don't have enough lockdown to keep this Luna from eventually right-clicking, so they are just going to let that go. Maybe chase on the tail end, but Lion is quite far away.
Yep.
They do have the Yules on Razor, though.
Ooh, Moon gets out. Oh, Mushi. Uh-oh. They Yules each other into the air. Still has the Lotus Orb. Can't link quite yet. S4, he's just going to go down, it looks like, right here. In comes Jabs. Cancels the Meteor Hammer. S4 still alive. Now goes down. Seb finally gets the link off. They find the Luna. Do they have a stun? They sure do. What a play there. OG just, they take their time. Now they're going to keep chasing Jabs. Get the Scotty slow, and he's going down. Wow.
I don't understand why he doesn't have a BKB. That is my assessment of what is occurring in these fights. Omni Knight, you actually see it impacting his play in these team fights where he is forced to be as close to Luna at all times, and he's actually getting caught a lot. And And he's actually providing a ton of damage to the Razor. You said, who does he static link? He doesn't really have the option to get the Luna, so he just takes 200 damage from the Omni. It's not like it affects the Omni, but it gives him 200 damage. And the IO is going to get a BKB of his own. Super farmed, gets all the bounty runes. No joke at this stage in the game. They're going to take a shrine of their own after taking the tier 3 mid. And suddenly this game's looking... This is exactly what OG needs. They have the map control in the late game with the heroes they have of the IO as well as the Kunkka Lion. Quite scary. You said Lion with a blink is no joke. He actually has 3,600 gold.
What do you go for now? Do you just get something like a Lotus Orb, or do you go for
I wouldn't even mind something like an Eon Disc, I'll be honest with you.
All right.
Just like, even a... I just don't want him to die. I feel like if he's alive, we're good. Anything that helps him live. Yule Scepter, BKB... I don't think you want to go Axe. I don't think you go for these luxury items. It would be stylish, though, and we always like style.
So how do you actually end this game as OG, though? You just win another team fight like that?
I mean, you have Axe Razor in terms of when he's tethered, so you do have damage, and the auras from Brewmaster do provide them with the ability to hit towers. I think they kind of just have to dive with the Brew, while the rest of the team does what they're doing top, like meaning they're going to go to high ground, the Brew's going to create space for them. They're probably going to wait for Roche, such that the Razor can... freely hit the high ground without worried about getting bursted. But I feel like any team that gets the jump here is at the advantage because they have the Axe Scepter Disruptor. Last fight, I think, only went well for them because the Razor barely got out of the ulti and he was able to pop his BKB and turn the fight. But once Luna has BKB, which he's going Rapier. Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
If it's not a BKB, I'm fine with the Rapier, but...
You have to win a fight. You just lose the game, right, if Luna dies now, if she gets that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they're kind of at the stage where even if he doesn't have a Rapier, if they lose one more fight, they lose. Yeah. I kind of think that's kind of both ways, but OG, if they have buybacks, which if I push the proper hockey... I am pushing... I give up.
Looking for buyback here?
Yeah,
I got
apparently I is bound to something else, but it looks like all of OG except for the Razor has buyback, so not necessarily both directions here. I mean, I guess almost every hero in the game has buyback, but I feel like the game is slowly but surely slipping away from Mineski. They are smoked up, looking to make something happen, and Roche is not quite alive.
Ooh, double damage
oh
again.
My gosh, these runes.
Oh, and look at middle lane. They know S4's farming.
Are they going to debate? They're debating it.
And they do. They pull him in. Here they go. They get the ulti off. S4 should go down here. Glimmer Cape, the nice save from Jarex. So Torrent comes up. We're going to see a split out. Do we have a sleep? Not yet. Oh, my God. No Tail chunks Mushi down with that cleave.
He still has the DD rune. Goes in on the Brewmaster. Gets the ult off again outside of the fight.
But he does throw it in, so he can at least stun Naga Siren, but they're going to try to get out on the backside. They're going to run forward now. Mushi just right-clicking down. Boat's going to come in, mitigate all that damage. Jabs goes down. That's their gem. Ice is dead instantly. Moon is just getting run down by Seb right now. He's doing so much work. Fly does have the Endis, like you said. Now Mushi, he's just dead. Has a buyback.
Pretty sure I'm getting stream sniped right now.
You might. Or you're just smart.
I'm probably getting stream sniped.
But, wow. And they're just running.
It. Yep.
Nope. Buyback.
Well, there you
See ya.
I like that. They're like, we're going. Him. And then they just immediately buy back and they're out. Very good discipline. When I say out, I mean no longer hitting tier 4s.
There's the glyph. Last chance they have to really defend. If Mushi goes down here, it definitely could be a kill. Torrent was there, but he was repelled. Look at that cleave. Hits Mushi for about 800. They're going to back out. Are you surprised by this? They're not going for more?
I mean, they're at the stage where they're going to force a Roche fight. Mineski's going to have to contest. They don't have buybacks. Mineski's most likely going to lose the Roche fight, and then the game's over.
Yep. They
would much rather fight here or where they're smoking to than inside of Mineski's base. That's pretty much what they're thinking.
BKB on Jarex. It's pretty luxury.
I can tell you right now, if you gave me a 20-to-1 bet that
I
would buy a BKB before Luna, I would have taken that in a heartbeat and lost.
Let's see. Here we go. A possible smoke up as well for Mineski. Now they're just going to run out. Now there's the smoke.
That IO attack tethered target is crazy. He actually hits for 200.
Yeah.
No joke on that one.
Decent amount of damage. Uh-oh, No Tail could be in a little bit of trouble. He just BKBs. Oh, my goodness. No Tail one-shots Ninja Boogie. Almost kills Moon. He gets X. He's going to pop his BKB. Can they just right-claim down? He's going to Yules into there. Should be able to blink out after that. He does go to the other side. They're going to try to find him. Jarex is here, though. with the Razor, who is slept up, though. It's funny watching Jarek's the only one who's not, and he can untether. Oh, he does. He's going to go back now. Seb just running in. If you get Moosh here, the game's probably just over. They're looking for it. They throw the Timber into the air. Lotus Orb will help him out. They do get the Disruptor ulti off, and now Mushi hits his ulti. He's doing a ton of damage. Can they bring him down? Seb's still there, right-clicking. He goes down. No tail, though. Does end up killing Moon on the backside. A buyback coming. Mushi goes down, and that's 121 seconds. Oh, the Torrent hits Ninja Boogie. And this is looking to be game right now. Seb has the ulti, and obviously Aghanim's with the IO. But now Ice, he's clearing the creep wave. Will he be able to kill them all? Not yet. Do they have anything? Nope. He was uphill, unfortunately. Boat won't be able to hit, but now they just run into base.
Yeah, I don't see what stops them from winning this game. They have the Razor Ag's ulti when he... Okay, he's just going to go ahead and use it. I mean, he also has the 100 attack speed. The IO attacks whatever he attacks. These buildings are going to die.
Look at how Queen's taking him. And it's just game. There's nothing they can do. They don't have the glyph up as well. Gonna try to bait some stuff out of Naga, and you see S4, he has the 25, the cooldown. He can just throw it out, and the game is just over. Wow.
Quite
OG.
surprised it went that way after the laning stage. Didn't quite go so favorably for OG. This is just the type of game where they scale better simply because of the map control that their heroes offer. The Naga, the Disruptor supports, yeah, they scale, but it's only for team fights, while in the meantime, OG has so many ways to pick you off. And at the end of the day, I think it's right to try to adjust to each individual game, but I think if you try to outplay yourself with item builds, I just think you have to buy a BKB on Luna. And by the time he wanted a BKB, I think it was already too late. He had died like once or twice in team fights where he wouldn't have died, and I think he kind of tried to push his limits there, and it just backfired.
Yep. Our traditional carries on the out. I mean, you have one on one side. You have a Luna with a repel, you said. I mean, no BKB. But, I mean, you go into the late game 50 minutes in, and you're losing to pretty much a Razor and an IO at that point.
Yeah, IO is a hard hero to gauge as the game goes on. That was actually a lot of damage. He took the 60 damage talent. He took the IO, or he took the tax. He took the Ag Scepter. Can't underestimate a free item on any hero, especially one that, like Razor, where he took the Eye of the Storm talent. He does a ton of damage. And I don't know, man. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of carries just do weird things. And in this case, I don't think it's acceptable for Mushi to not have a BKB at the end of this game. Like, I feel like by the time he kept like considering going for one and then getting a different item.
Yeah.
I've been in those shoes, you know. Maybe just not in a game that actually matters, but in a pub game, just go for it. Like that's why you see these players get these BKBs so early sometimes, maybe when it seems unnecessary. It's just like it's way better to be safe than sorry in Pro Dota. Obviously, you don't want to have to play like a wimp, but like meaning like just going way too safe on all your builds. But you saw in these fights, like he did like so much damage and he just never could hit anybody because he has 7 seconds to do it instead of 17.
Yep. And as well, that Eye of Scotty by the Razor. I mean, you just get one hit on him, slows him down, and even more.
That was actually really good itemization by Matt. I think this series, not to take anything away from the rest of OG, but he did his job. And I think that they need to have that one position player. They picked the IO. They put the IO with him pretty much all game and said, carry us. And he's been doing that.
I'm interested to see if it's just because Big Daddy No-Tail's their Kunkka player, or maybe Seb has just fully committed.
Not going to lie, I wouldn't mind some Kunkka bans.
Some Kunkka bans, yeah. I mean,
I even think this Mineski draft was pretty good against it. And
it's still, you get pick up, right? You kill the two, even if you don't kill one of the cores, you pick the two supports off, which is always great. And
his late game's insane. We saw that last fight. He actually took off Mushi's like 2/3 of his health. He almost killed the Omni. He one-shot the Disruptor. Like that 50% level 25 talent, absolutely bonkers.
It's too much. So that is the end of series number 2. Still 3 series to go. It ended up being Vici Gaming 2-0 to LGD already, as well as OG 2-0ing Mineski.
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting either of those, honestly, especially 2-0s. I thought they'd both be pretty good series, and they were. This last game, Ice, he just struggled a little bit, but that's the end, I believe, for me, for now at least. Or I believe you're casting
stuck here.
I think you're casting with Kyle.
Yeah.
But I did hear they're apparently getting an observer for you guys.
Oh, thank God.
Why? Is the cam work not good?
You
didn't do it. Didn't Kyle do it?
I don't have any experience. I did it for like one game, and then it was supposed to be an upgrade to get Kyle to do it. And
you do it on your, like, what do you look at when you're like casting on your own stream? You just look at what you want to look at, right? Like,
yeah, basically. Really I usually put it on player perspective of the carry because when I'm watching games, I'm trying to like envision what it's like from there. Like if you see all the like the bird's eye view of the game, it definitely like warps. Like you're saying like, wow, Luna TP'd out when he's getting ganked, duh. But it's like he doesn't actually see those heroes. He just has the game awareness to know he's supposed to TP out. And I try to learn as best I can. I think that's the best way. And it's also super nice because hands off the keyboard.
Yep.
Hey.
That's going to be good. Well, we are going to take a quick break. We'll have time to learn from everything when we come back. Kyle, BSJ, what a casting duo. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes.